Alright, this is going to be my video log of my testicular cancer journey and my return to training journey. So, let me give you a little bit of background here about who I am and what I do and how I ended up on the couch in my living room at 8 o'clock in the afternoon. So, my name is Brian Trussell. I teach chemistry and physics at a high school near me. I'm also the Olympic weightlifting coach. I own my own fitness training company that I use to take and facilitate the Olympic weightlifting that I coach. And that's the website, that's the YouTube channel you're currently watching, is that company's channel. So, before we get into the testicular cancer mess, I actively competed in strongman and powerlifting, finished in the top 5 a fair number of times in local meets. My best finish ever was I finished 3rd in a strongman competition. And then in August of last year, 2014, my daughter was born. And so that kind of put a kibosh on the real strict training. Not so much because, she was newborn. I mean, she gets up at all hours of the day and all hours of the time. And so I still train on a fairly regular basis. But it was just, some days you only sleep for 2-3 hours. And some days you don't get all those meals in, or you eat breakfast at 2 in the morning and now you're awake. So, kind of mess with your training a little bit. But before I took and my daughter was born, my personal best lifts, and I'll stick with numbers in the meet. That's all that matters anyway. YouTube and what you do in the gym doesn't really matter. I had squatted 485 in competition, deadlifted 501, and bench pressed 335. My train numbers are a little bit higher, but not too much. Strongman numbers, I was able to pick up the 300-pound Atlas stone, and I could log press 290. So those are two numbers that might mean something to you. Then, like I said, she was born, and training went to in a handbasket. And so really about February into March, when she started sleeping through the night and being a little less newborn and more closer to the toddler into things, is when my training really started to get better and better, and I started to get my body weight back to where it should be. Because believe it or not, when you're eating at 2 o'clock in the morning, or you're not eating when you should be eating, and you're just finding something to eat because your daughter's driving you a little bit crazy in a good way, but a little bit crazy. Your body weight goes all out of whack. So, got my training schedule back on track, got a decent program written that I was following, got lifting on consistent days. My wife's work schedule also tended to work out. But then in June, I noticed that my right testicle was larger than my left, and went in and found out that I may have epididymitis, which is inflammation of your epididymis, which initially my urologist thought was caused by my powerlifting. The intra-abdominal pressure created by lifting can take and force sterile urine down into your testes, which can take and cause that inflammation, which apparently is very painful, but I didn't have any pain. So, in what was probably a good catch on his part, he called me back the very next day after my appointment and said, "This doesn't seem very right." And so I went back in and had some tumor markers drawn. The tumor markers came back normal, which is good. And I also got a second opinion from a urological surgeon who thought that this was something more than just epididymitis as well. So I had a follow-up in 2 weeks, did protocol for recovery from epididymitis just in case that's what it was put on some antibiotics, had some PT type things I had to do. Went back on the 9th of July, come to find out there'd been no significant change in my condition. Got another ultrasound done, and both my urologist and the urologic surgeon agreed that I did in fact have cancer. So took and scheduled surgery for today. So this is day 1. Had surgery this morning to have my right testicle removed. Had a CT yesterday to see if there was any metastasis anywhere else. That CT was read yesterday, and my doctor went over with me today. Turns out that there is no major metastasis. There's some disagreement about some lymph nodes in my lower abdomen, superior pelvis region. But the radiologist said the masses were indeterminate for malignancy. They were slightly enlarged, I guess would be a better way to put it. My surgeon said that he thought they looked fairly normal. if not normal. So when I meet with my oncologist next week, then I'll have a better idea of how we're going to proceed with those potential lymph nodes. It's not many, it's 2. So we're not talking I'm full of large lymph nodes. The biopsy from the testicle should be back Thursday-ish. And when I have that back, I'll be able to take a meet with the oncologist and have a better idea of where we're going to go from there, whether that's going to be radiation or chemotherapy or just active surveillance where I go in for repeat scans every so often to see if there's been any change in those lymph nodes. So my next appointment with my oncologist is in 10 days or so. Not my oncologist, excuse me. The surgeon's in 10 days or so. So I'll take and go to that appointment. By then I should have already met with the oncologist. All right, so what can I do right now? Shoot, nothing. I'm on painkillers. The incision site smarts. Whenever I move around or walk, sitting down like this doesn't bother me at all. If I take and shift a little bit, if I cough or sneeze, that I feel. Going to the bathroom's no big deal. I have a step into my living room, going up and down that step on my leg. That hurt when I did that. So I'm on lifting restrictions for the next 4 weeks, so I can't lift anything over 10 pounds. All right. And so right now, the current plan for training is to work on my grip work. I'm not supposed to elevate my blood pressure very much in case I take and blow the sutures of my incision. All right. And so I need to take and do things that don't cause me to grit my teeth and really bear down, so to speak. So I'm going to do some sphere work. I'll take and show you guys what that is tomorrow when I actually do it. But it's just essentially endurance and finger strength and stuff. And then I have some of the Iron Mind bands for hand expansion. I'll take and work on those as well. But there will be no bench pressing or squatting. I'm not even supposed to pick up my daughter because she weighs more than the 10-pound restriction that I have. So, and then when that 4 weeks is up, the plan right now is to start with some basic calisthenics. They did cut through my oblique to take and remove the testicle. So after that heals up, I'm going to need to take and re-strengthen that oblique a little bit and stretch it out because it's going to be tight. And so I need to make sure I get my full range of motion back. There's no PT with this. My incision is really small. I haven't taken the padding off yet. I'll take that off tomorrow probably. No video of the incision. And he said it would be between an inch and 2 inches. It was just depending on how much room he needed to work, which surgeon can have all he wants. So, but yeah, if you have any questions about my surgery, more detail, more questions about the pain, right now I'm on pain meds, so I feel pretty good. And so it did hurt when I got out of surgery. So, yeah, so I'll do this every single day, let you know how the healing is going and then how the training is going to try and get back to a state of strength or better than where I was before. All right, later.